What's up? Welcome to Trackletics Live, the ultimate show for all things track and field. Join us as we dive deep into the sport, interviewing track and field athletes, coaches, nutrition specialists, and more. Get ready to hear some dope conversations and gain exclusive insight into what it takes to become a top performer in the sport. Whether you're a seasoned track and field athlete or just starting off, this is the show for you. So make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Let's get into the show.
Everyone, let's welcome
Hey,
Jeff.
how's it going, guys?
How's it going, Jeff? How you doing today?
It's going. I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity.
No, thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit down and have this conversation with me. I'm excited to get to know more about you, your track and field story, and this product you're creating. I'm already a fan. I'm definitely I'm waiting for launch day so I can order one myself. But I want to know the story of the product, the brand, everything you're building. But before we get into that, we have to take it all the way back. We have to take it back to the beginning.
Yes,
How
sir.
did you start running track and field? Why are you running track and field? What's your track story?
Sir, yes, sir. So I was actually born in China, and I I went to elementary school there, and I was like the fastest guy on the team in the school, and I would stay after class for these track and field practices. And I think at the time I think they had 90-meter hurdles, like little tiny hurdles. And we would have one meet every year. That's the district meet. And I think I won a couple times. So I think that's when I knew that I was fast. So fast forward, I moved to the States when I was 14 and went to high school in Massachusetts. And and it was a whole different culture, sports culture in the States than in China. There's no like organized sports. We had one meet a year, which is crazy now that I'm thinking about it. Um,
Yeah.
so now I'm in high school, so I joined a track team, and I told my coach, I hurdled in when I was little. So he's like, I don't know, you might not be able to be tall enough for the long hurdles, the 110 hurdles. So we'll put you in the 400-meter hurdles. And that was the first event I've ever ran in high school, and the only event I've ran since then. I've ran 400 here and there, but I was put in the
That's not an easy
uh,
event to be thrown into.
no, no, no. But yeah, just I think sophomore year I had a little breakthrough. I ran 54 at the state meets, which got me to be able to get recruited to run Division One at Cornell right now. And I've
Congrats on that.
thank you, thank you. And I've actually left the team a couple times for you know reasons for the company, and I took a gap here when it was COVID. Um, so, but yeah, now I'm back on the team, and I'm training. I'm ready to go. Excited for the season. So yeah, that's my
Definitely
track.
have a couple
Yeah.
questions about why you left the team, but out of all the schools you could have chose, there's tons of schools out here,
Right.
and that's not an easy school to get into. Why why Cornell?
Yeah. Actually, I think that was like one of my only choices because I wanted to do engineering. I knew, and there wasn't a lot of good engineering school and a Division One program that I was good enough for. I think 54 is good, but it's nothing crazy. So I was super happy when I got into Cornell, and Coach Durant gave me an opportunity to run here. So I didn't really actually have that many choices. So it was easy because I feel like if I had five other schools, I would have been scratching my brain trying to figure out where to go.
Too many
Uh,
choices. Got you.
yeah.
Okay. And what was that initial experience like there?
Yeah, so when I got there, it was COVID. So it was, I I wouldn't say I didn't like it because my teammates, we were really tight. So Cornell is if you want a good team atmosphere, that's where you go because everybody practices together in the fall. We just have a super tight group. Everybody's super close, and we have a alum coming back that says, it's just not the same when you're at Cornell. So the team atmosphere is what kind of drew me back, actually, like after I left a couple times. Um, so yeah, I love it. I love the team,
Okay.
and they've been supporting my journey tremendously as well. So
Now you
I wouldn't be here
said
without them.
you said you left a couple times. Why
Yeah.
did you leave? Well, one, you said definitely COVID.
Yep.
That completely changed the world. We're still living the
Hmm.
after effects of COVID. But aside from that, what happened that made you leave the team?
Yeah. So I left COVID actually because I was really interested in track actually. So I was doing like my own research on the side for like training and stuff, and I like saw these coaches that were doing some cool stuff, and I was like, it's COVID, and there's not much going on at school except sitting in a dorm room. So maybe I should just go and explore that. So I actually went and lived in a couple places. I was in Colorado, I was in Rochester, and I was in Pittsburgh, um, with the reason to train for track. But I don't
Okay.
think I got too far because I was like traveling everywhere and I wasn't consistent with my training. And I was into like the shiny stuff. It's like, oh, you feel there are those like weird methods that if you press your body somewhere, it like activates your hamstring, which is it works, but nothing is trumps consistent training. You can do all the tricks you want, but it's consistent training. Years of stacking up the stimulus that get you to run fast times. So um, that was the first year that I left, and then the second year was actually just past season. I It was spring, and I just took over the company, and we had three people initially, but it was then that there was only me. So, and we got to a good spot where I was like, I really want to take this somewhere far, and so I wanted to concentrate my energy on doing that. But I think looking back in hindsight, I probably could have kept up with it. Um, but I was there was a lot of uncertainty in my life, so that's why I kind of wanted to step away from the competition just for a season.
I can
Yeah,
definitely understand that. Step away, gather yourself. Um, it's not an easy sport,
yeah,
so yeah, I can definitely understand it. And it's not a sport where you can ride the bench and still be on the
hmm,
team. I have a friend that he was playing with the he was playing with the Broncos when they won, got a Super Bowl ring, but he didn't play.
yeah,
So track and field is all you. You do have to be consistent. It takes a lot of
yeah,
energy, a lot of effort, a lot of focus. And if you don't have that, then you're not going to be performing well. So I completely understand that.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
but I kind of want to go back in between one of those times you took off because you said you stopped again to run the company. But let's go back. When was Teks founded? Why was Teks founded? How did we get to this spike cover?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So right now it's just me doing the launch, but like I said, there were two other people initially, and my co-founder Rachel, she was on the team. She was a heptathlete, and it was something that bothered her a lot that she had to walk on her heel. She's in spikes all day as a heptathlete.
Many
So yeah, and different and changing out different
yeah.
spikes. So it was kind of her idea to create something like this, and I and she brought it to me, and I was like, I'm doing engineering at an Ivy League school, and I run track, and it's like a dream to create a track and field product. And so I just hopped on and started out. We did some research, and spike covers actually already exist. There was a company like we talked yesterday. You had a pair. I think they were
Yeah.
called Spike E's. It was like the early 2000s, and they never made it out. And a couple months into our little journey, we found out there's a company overseas called Kiena, and they're still going. They launched their version of the track and field spike cover. So, spike covers already exist, and we did the patent search. There were 90 track and field patents already exist with different ways to make
That's
it stay on the shoe.
crazy though, because I
Yeah,
I did own a pair, but again, even looking for a brand that makes them or a store that had like that was so hard. Somebody found it and was like, "These are the things you're talking about." I'm like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah," but once I lost them. I feel like I still have them somewhere, but I
yeah,
can't go purchase another pair. I don't know
right.
who made them. I don't know where to get them from. So for there to be 90 patents is insane. But then
Yeah,
also
it's
that shows that there's a market for it too. So
exactly. And like the hardest problem for us to figure out is like why don't this exist already? Like it makes sense and people has worked on it and like but like I've never heard of it. I've never seen anybody else wear it. So it's like for me I have to take that data and say, okay, so if I'm to create a product like this, what needs to happen for everybody to wear it? So for me, I have high standards for my products. I don't like, crappy products. And for me, it has to be the most convenient thing you can possibly use to put on your cover, to put on your spikes. So I don't want to have to go to a concrete, sit down, grab my covers, put it on, strap on, get up, and then go. I
yeah,
want it to just slide on and just go. I think a big analogy that I thought of when I was going through the design process was I wish it can just be like the Iron Man boot where you step on it and it just like wraps around your foot. That would be dope. That would be dope. Um, and I mean ours kind of that you can do it like that, but you kind of have to like aim it
yeah,
and get it right. But like I think you can do it. And secondly is you know it's not just a if it's something that people just want the function for, it already exists. Like people would have hopped on that already. And so I think what's missing was it needs to be a beautiful piece of product because track spikes are beautiful. Like
yeah.
when I put my Max Flies on, I feel confident. It's not just it's got the carbon, so it's got the bubble. It's like I feel like I look good in those spikes, and I get so confident before I start my reps, start
The spike
my
plate, the colors,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. It looks dope. Like the Adidas spike, it
yeah,
looks dope. Like it looks dope.
yeah.
So if I were to make something that complements the spikes, it's gotta it's gotta look dope, and it has to one size fit all for basic reasons because there are so many different type of spikes for different events, and you have all the different sizes. So that's kind of defines the problem a little bit. And it's a really hard problem to solve. Um, you want it to look good, you want it to work very well, and it has to cover many different sizes. Um, so for the first year and a half, nothing clicked. I was learning how to make the software, how to use the software too. So I don't know how to design this. So I had to learn everything from scratch, like everything from scratch, even the marketing stuff. Um, and and then it's about a year in, a couple months, and something clicked, and I was able to come up with this accordion mechanism. So this middle section that just allows the cover to expand. And what's cool about it is now that it can expand, it can strap onto the shoe with these rubber bands, clamping it. Also fits multiple
Oh
sizes because it
man,
can stretch
dang.
and shortens. And it looks cool. And it looks cool. Instead of adding a bunch of stuff onto the cover, we took stuff away
Uh,
and made it work. So that was like the moment where it's like, all right, we got something, we got something, and and so that got me to now a year later where I'm still trying to tinker, trying to make it sleeker, trying to make it better. And now, right now, what we're doing is I'm working on the final leg of design process, which is product design, and it's this is functional, but it doesn't have that look that I really want to it. If you look at a pair of sneakers,
Mm.
the sole of it, it's got all these curves, it's got little details on it that just um, when you wear it, you kind of feel something. Um, so I kind of want this product to do the same thing. When you wear it, I want you to feel something. Um, and there are so many points in this journey that we could have we could have sent this to someone else to do. You know, people do this all the time, and I think like all the past spike covers did that. They hired an engineering firm. They did it. Cost them like a bunch of money, and they got it to manufacture and the launch. I think that's what a lot of entrepreneurs do is they don't really have the technical experience to do it, and but I didn't really approach it like that. I kind of approached it more like a creative, an artist. Like I struggled with this for about 2 years with no idea whether it's going to work or not. I didn't come up with this mechanism was not obvious, and it took so much time and frustration, anxiety to come up with this. And I think and I and I think I could have taken the easy way out. I could have hired a designer right now that designs this, but I feel like I really can't explain it in words. But it's not going to be the same when you have someone who loves the sport and who's loving the product that he's designing for my fellow track and field athletes. I go through the struggles just like your track and field career. You don't start out fast. You might have breakthroughs, but then you go down and then back up, down and back up. All these journeys that you know also happened when I was designing this cover, and I think people just would feel something different when they're buying this product versus other products because there's a story behind it. There's this real struggle behind it before it came to this, hopefully a piece of art that people are buying and are getting in their hand and are putting on their specs.
I'd agree. It does seem very obvious that accordion part in the middle, just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, duh,
Yeah,
they did that. It's cost effective. One size fits all. It seems like that, but the way you are approaching the rollout is like an artist. We get to see you sit down, design, struggle, be frustrated, software crash. I saw like 5 or 6 3D printers. Now I'm wondering
yeah,
how the heck did he get a 3D printer? Is that legal? Can I just have 3D printers going like that? Like you're approaching it like an artist, like a mad scientist, somebody that's really trying to actually solve the problem. And it is very unique and special that you are an athlete in the sport. So you know our struggles.
right,
You have teammates, friends, coaches that have expressed their struggles. You've witnessed it. You've experienced it yourself. So you being able to design something for all of us is amazing. It's also inspiring because we get to see, oh shoot, like there's other avenues in track and field. I don't have to just get sponsored, run,
right,
and like that's the only thing. I don't have to just be a coach. I can solve problems. I can create products and develop stuff for track and field athletes, right?
exactly, yeah,
And I think it's also inspiring that once you realize something like this does exist, you didn't stop, you know?
yeah,
Because that's the same thing that Nike did. Nike was not the first shoe company. Matter of fact, Nike and Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman were selling Asics Onitsuka Tigers, and they got cheated out of the deal or something. And they was like, "Forget this, we gonna sell our own."
yeah, Yeah.
So that means Asics was already booming. Under Armour
Right.
is one of the newest companies. So you telling me Asics, Nike, Reebok, Adidas was going, and like 20, 30 years later you said I'm gonna make something too?
Exactly.
Like, just because there's something out there, you don't have to let it stand in your way. You don't have to let it stop you. You don't have to let it discourage you from what your vision is, what you want to create. So I think that's inspiring too. The
Appreciate that,
60
man.
day rollout, when I witnessed it, I was like, oh shoot, hold on, I need to follow this. I think it's dope because I love that type of content. There's a guy that he's doing 1,000 days of eating Chipotle.
Right.
He's on day 900. I just watched this video like 30 minutes ago. He's on day 992. And so I'm literally watching 1,000 days of him just
Right.
eating Chipotle. One, I like Chipotle. So I feel the same for you. I love track and field. I'm passionate about it. I'm in the sport. So you're creating something that I can use. So I'm like, okay, let me see when this launch. And then two, it's an episodic series that I'm literally like, I'm gonna tune in again for the next episode.
Yeah.
So it's authentic, it's entertaining, it's inspiring because I get to see you building a product, and I'm like, how does he have that many 3D printers? And I hit you up and I asked, and you was like, dude, you can buy 3D printers, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Hold up.
bet.
Hold up.
Bet. Okay, but that is stuff that I feel like people need to see. People, need to witness that. Oh, okay. Well, if I have access to that, what problems can I solve? What problems have I experienced? Have I witnessed that I can, put my mind to and create a solution for it? So
Totally.
I think it's dope that you're doing that and then taking the problem on yourself and actually trying to figure out how to scale this business, how to do the marketing.
Right.
That's dope,
Right.
bro.
I
So I'm
appreciate that,
definitely
man.
supporting the journey. I'm purchasing a pair for sure. I've had a pair before, they were not functional. I remember having to like strapped around the
Yeah.
toe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember strapping it around my toe one time and like spiking both my hands, like because you had to hold it and like wrap
Yeah.
it around. And
Yeah.
so I'm gripping the bottom of the spike and like, bro, what? I must have threw those things to the side. I couldn't even tell
Right.
you where they are.
Yeah.
But that's a product that I've owned before because I've had that problem.
Right.
There's tons of videos online of track and field athletes walking across the concrete.
So
Um,
many. Yeah.
yeah, and that's not good for your spikes. It's not good for your feet. It doesn't sound good,
Yeah.
so you shouldn't be doing it. So this is a
Right.
problem, but also um, a safety issue. Like you can slip and fall just going from surface to surface,
Yeah.
with your spikes on, and you don't want to have to sit down and take them off, and so you are literally solving the problem, and that is inspiring. Keep going. Definitely want to say congrats. And it's really just entertaining to it's really entertaining to watch this whole 60-day rollout.
Appreciate
Um,
that.
but I also want to ask, with the 60 days, that is leading up to your Kickstarter, right?
Yep. Yep.
Tell me a little bit more about the Kickstarter, what the goal is there,
Yeah.
um, and how everything is gonna operate once we support the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that, and thank you for your support. So the Kickstarter is basically a pre-order campaign where people can pre-order our product on the site called Kickstarter, and will and they get it at a discounted rate because you guys are the first wave to support us. You guys are like our day ones. You guys are there since the beginning, and the reason why we need to do something like that is because um, to really mass manufacture this, we need to get a mold and go through a process called injection molding, where they have something, think of like a block that has this shape cut out, and they put it in a big machine, they clamp it down, they inject the material into it, and it forms that. So the mold itself is the most expensive part. Uh, it's gonna be around 10K, something like that, to get the mold going. So, but once we have the mold, it's a lot easier because it's so much faster because you can get at least, I would say, like 3 pairs a minute, something like that. Maybe a pair a minute because you boom, take it off, opens, take it off, boom, take it, opens, take it off. Um, so the Kickstarter is kind of fundraising to establish, to get a contract with the manufacturer, to get the mold, and to get, the first couple thousand pairs out to our
Gotcha.
customers.
Do you have a specific goal amount you're trying to raise with the Kickstarter?
Yeah, we are. That's still to be determined, but something around 50K, and we need about 1,000 to 1,200 people to purchase the
Cool.
product. And
1,000 people.
yeah,
First 1,000 people. Let's
yeah,
do it.
yeah, that's our goal. And yeah, and it usually takes a while after we do the Kickstarter. So to be conservative, I would say maybe by outdoor next year, people are gonna get it. So just in time for their for outdoor when I think it's the most needed.
Exactly. Yep,
And
perfect time. So train through the fall. We
yeah,
got early indoor season. Boom, right when it's time for outdoor
yeah,
season, right when you
yeah,
busting your new spikes
yeah.
out, that new gear, new spike covers.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, I have the 3D printers, and I'm making these with the 3D printers, but it just takes 3 days to print a pair. So I don't want to sell that. And it takes me an hour to get a pair of these ready to be sent out. So it'll be a lot easier and a lot more people would get it once we go up, you know, to work with the manufacturer.
A lot more effective.
Yep.
A lot more effective. I was partnered with a company, and they are now under new ownership, and so the people that connected me with them left and started their own company, and I've been contacting them or in contact with them. Just like, man, what made you guys want to do this out of everything you could have did, out of
Yeah.
everything you've worked on? What's the process like? And they took me through the same process. And their founder is, sharing photos of the mold and what that actually does and how effective it is, how um, more like safe it is for creating the product and time efficient, all of that. So I see exactly what you're doing. I see the vision, man. I'm here to
Thank you.
support.
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to be one of the first. I'm going to be one of the first five to support the Kickstarter when that
Appreciate
drops.
you.
So that's the first. These 60 days, then we can support the Kickstarter,
Yep.
right? Cool. Yes.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make sure we reshare that link. I need me a pair of
Appreciate
spike
that.
covers. I definitely want to purchase a couple pair and do a little giveaway with Trackletics because again, we are the track and field audience. We are the athletes, the coaches, the fans, the
Right.
enthusiasts. So we are in the sport. We're participating in it. There's a lot of track and field athletes that can benefit from pair of spike covers.
Totally.
So definitely going. I need a pair for myself, and I'm gonna purchase a couple pairs so we can give them away as well. That'd be the perfect product. I've done a track spike giveaway. Why not have a track spike cover giveaway?
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down and have this conversation. I'm gonna continue to follow the journey. How many days do we have left for the 60-day
Uh,
rollout?
we're at 48, 49, 48, around there. I gotta make the video today.
Cool,
But
cool.
we're a sixth of the way through. Yeah.
Yep. So turn your post notifications on. Be ready for when the Kickstarter drops. Day 60 is approaching. I'm excited for you, man.
Yes,
Congrats on
sir.
everything you started, your accomplishments, um, the student accomplishments as well. That's not an easy journey. You didn't
Appreciate you.
choose the easy. You didn't choose the easy school or easy major at all.
Yeah.
Um, so congrats on that. But the entrepreneurship as well. That is the track and field athlete in you.
Yep.
This is a sport that you train in the fall, or you start training like in the summer, then the following year you get to
Yep,
compete.
exactly.
So you're planting seeds now that you don't even reap till so far ahead, and
Yeah,
that's the same journey that entrepreneurship goes through. It's not a I'm creating a product right now, boom, I'm rich by tomorrow. No,
exactly.
it's some work, some learning,
Totally.
some failure, some development, some
Yeah,
frustration, some confusion. You know, that's the track and field athlete journey. That's everything you're experiencing as an entrepreneur as well. So it's
yes,
dope to see that
sir.
experience align. And you got the cheat code, man. You meeting all these track and field
Yeah,
athletes, and it's so authentic. Um, we're rooting for you, bro. We're rooting for you.
appreciate you,
So
man.
keep
Yeah,
going.
and it's like the 2 years, like you said, I could have gotten internships over the summer. I could have, do project teams on campus. There's so many opportunities, but instead I'm sitting in this, a room like this, just by myself, and every weekend, sometimes during weeknights, just cranking this stuff out. And like you said, it's just like track and field. You train the amount of hours we train to prepare for that one race is just insane, insanely different. The discrepancy.
People say,
So
like the post is Usain Bolt trained 4 years to run 9 seconds. Nah, that man started training when he was young. Tore some, he
yeah,
tore a hamstring, all of
yeah,
that. So, but you didn't. All you see is the medal on him.
hmm
All you see is the point. You didn't see the
yeah,
throw up. You didn't see when
yeah,
he was passing out. You didn't see when he's cramping up. You didn't see when he's
exactly,
going through treatment and struggling. You didn't see all the frustration, the setbacks. You didn't see
exactly,
that. You know,
exactly. Yeah,
but
and
again, appreciate you. Just really rooting for you, man. We got the post
appreciate
notifications
you.
on. I'm gonna keep saying, everybody turn the post notifications on. I'm gonna be reposting it as well. I'm copping a pair. We are definitely gonna. I'm thinking about 4 or 5 pair
Awesome.
for a giveaway for track and field athletes. So make sure you stay tuned. Turn your post notifications on for us too. If you want a pair of those, support, or we can give a pair away.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you reaching out and stuff. And um, yeah, like you said, this never. It just started going, like the media stuff really just started going, a month ago. Before that, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So, and I really appreciate you helping me out, supporting, and I love the call we had yesterday. And you're doing great things for the track and field community. I know. I know your story as well. You're a track and field athlete, and you're still going at this age. You don't have anything that you know. I know you have personal goals, but it's not like, oh, I'm here for the money in track and field. There's none of that. You love the sport, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that as well. Um, Again, your journey inspires me. It fuels me. And I love the sport. I'm passionate about it. So I feel for you. So I'm a fan. I'm rooting for you.
Appreciate you.
Definitely gonna stay connected.
Yes,
I
sir.
know you got some other things coming up as well. So rooting for you, man. But that is it for us here for Trackletics Live. See y'all next episode. Peace.
Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for tuning in as well. Appreciate y'all.